Okay.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
This is our the end of our second week of doing our midday pause and integration. We're using a combination of brain gym, yoga, and meditation. We're using a shorter meditation. It's the middle of the day, usually when people's energy is higher. So this is more of a pause and checking in with the body. So we would love if you're here, if you wouldn't mind just checking in, either waving or saying hello on the screen. Just lets us know that there are people watching. And I also wanted to say, the other day I lost my cousin. She was sick. And I was reflecting on a couple of years ago when my mother died, and how there's just a profound sorrow, and I think a lot of us are feeling a profound sorrow, regardless if you've lost someone. But we're also experiencing, if you're in the northern hemisphere, spring starting to break open. And I just wanted to say that it's entirely possible to feel joy and sorrow in equal measure, and that we'll have parts of our day where we feel sorrowful, and we have parts of our day where we have just the pure joy, especially if you have a child with you. And I am in particular enjoying my time with Robbie right now. So just wanted to offer that to you. And we're going to start with doing our usual, which is brain gym. With brain gym, it's 4 exercises. We start with water. Just having some water with you is always a good thing. Okay. And we'll start first with what's called brain buttons. You're welcome to sit, as Robbie is doing, if you'd like. And we'll start first with putting the thumb and the index finger at the places of the space underneath the collarbones. Right here, there's a little a little hollow, and so just pressing in those points there and having a hand at the diaphragm at the belly, and the top hand in those hollows. These are acupuncture points, just a way to help your body start to integrate as we call our energy back in from the world and everything that we have been learning and taking in from the environment. So doing this is just an invitation to bring your thoughts, your body into a centered place. And then we can switch hands, maybe as Robbie's doing, have a little smile on the face, just a type of somatic gratitude for all of what is working in our lives. Okay, and then we'll start to do a cross crawl. So this one you can do also in sitting if you'd like, or you can do in standing. Adjust the camera out just a little bit. Keep going. And then you can go to the back if you'd like, watching Robbie going the opposite hand to opposite leg. That's right. And then this is just a way also of connecting the dots in the body and the mind. So when we start to bring in things towards the midline, but also cross the midline with our limbs, what we're doing is, and you can switch to the front if you'd like, you can bring the elbow to the knee. But by doing that, what you're doing is bringing together the nervous system in a way that helps it to balance. And then pausing from that. Okay, and so finding your stability with your feet underneath the hips, or if you're sitting, finding stability with your sit bones on the chair and your shoulders stacked over the hips. So we'll start with crossing the right over the left, and this is the last exercise for brain gym. And bringing hands together in front of you, palms facing, and then bringing left over right, and then turning the hands so that their palms are facing. Clasp the hands, bring them in towards the chest and up. If you're feeling ungrounded in any way, you can place your thumb on the chin. And then having the eyes cast down in front of you about 10 feet. And just letting your breath be easy. If you can, letting the breath, the cycle of the breath, the inhalation and exhalation be equal. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And the tongue is at the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. And if you'd like, you can let the eyes drift to the left and to the right. Just widening, moving the eyes. And then bringing them back to center. And then changing the arms and the legs. So you can bring the right behind the left. And again, hands in front of you, palms facing. One arm over the other, doesn't matter which, palms together and then towards the chest and up. So again, eyes cast down, tongue on the roof of the mouth. You can bring the thumb to the chin. And then letting the eyes move left and right. This is a modality that was developed in Europe, and it was used primarily for children to help them process their environment and to integrate the nervous system. But it's being used a lot for adults as well. And then letting that go. So let's just check in for a moment, checking the breath, seeing where the breath is naturally coming in and out. Yeah, maybe taking a breath in and out, deep breath in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. I will do that 2 more times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And so we'll go into our 6 movements of the spine. So again, finding your feet underneath your hips. If you're sitting, you can just make sure that you're sitting on the sit bones equally on either side. And we're going into the first and second movement of the spine, which is flexion extension. So placing the hands on the thighs, we'll bend the knees. And then start to inhale, lifting up through the chest, looking up with the eyes, and then exhale. Bringing the belly button to the spine, chin towards the chest, and then inhale. We tend to do our movements 5 for each. So this is 4. Inhaling up, and then exhaling down. You can find your own rhythm. And when you're done, you can just pause with the spine in a neutral position. And then pausing here in this neutral place, extend the arms straight out in front of you. If you can get them to the ears, that's great. And then what we're going to do is reach out with the hands, and then we'll straighten the legs and reach up for the sky. Reaching back, and then exhale, arms down, sitting. And then inhale, and then exhale. And we'll do that 3 more times. Last one. And pausing with the hands on the thighs. We're going to turn. Yeah, turn to your left. We're not mirroring today. We're just doing our thing. Breathing here and then breathing into the middle and then exhaling to the right. Inhale forward and then exhale to the other side. And we'll do 4 more each side. So this is 4 facing forward. Exhale to the right. Inhale forward. Exhale to the left. And then finding your breath in the movement. 2 more each side. And then inhaling forward and up. So we'll start to, does that feel good? Okay. Your feet, yeah. Robbie's mat has, when he steps on it, it leaves little indentations on the foot. It's kind of cool, actually. So we'll, what?
That's good.
What does?
Like a little indentation.
The little indentations.
So take your feet off and put them back in.
Oh, is it the sucking feeling? Like,
No, it's just warm.
okay.
It's just warm already.
So then start to let the arms reach up. Awesome. Maybe going in a circle. Getting some pops and then switching directions. And then pausing with the arms up in the air, letting the feet come under the hips, and we'll start to sway back and forth, letting the side waist be long on one side and then the other. And we started doing this because the other day we were in the woods and we were looking up, and Robbie called my attention to the tops of the trees and how they were moving in the wind. So this is the 3rd and 4th movement of the spine, sideways, breathing into the spaces underneath the rib cage. Okay, and then pausing from there. Did you need to do any of this, or are you good? You good for this, or do you want to do that? Okay, so he'd like to just, so swinging your arms forward, and then we'll exhale and open the chest back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then we'll do that back and forth. Two more. Okay, that was a good one. All right, so we like to do tree pose followed by a triangle. So the triangle we'll do with a warrior 1 and 2 added onto it today. But so find a position where you feel like you can be steady. It's helpful for the nervous system just to feel like it can settle in when you're balancing on one leg. So if you're feeling particularly off today, it's totally fine to find a wall or a chair. And then placing the feet underneath you so that they feel solid. Feet underneath the hips, rocking back and forth just to feel the front and backs of the feet. And then side to side, and finding the middle space between the right and left side. Now we'll start first with shifting the weight over to the left side, pressing down with that left foot, contracting the thigh, bringing the belly button towards the spine, and making sure the hip is really engaged, bringing kind of drawn in towards the center. And then turning the right knee out to the side. You can slide the heel up so that it's resting up above the left ankle. And you're welcome just to stay right here. Just keeping the eyes cast down about 10 feet in front. And just bringing your awareness to the breath, the inhalation, the exhalation. If you'd like, you can move the foot up to below the knee. Making sure to keep that weight-bearing standing leg strong. And then if your balance goes back and forth, that's fine. You know, this is called tree pose for a reason. Trees naturally sway. And pressing with the non-weight-bearing leg, that right foot into the thigh. And then pressing down through that foot. If you'd like, you can bring the hands to the chest. And then inhaling the arms up. And exhaling the arms down. And releasing the one. And yeah, we'll shift our, let's just pause here, feeling the difference between the left and the right side. Okay, and now we'll shift our weight over now to the right side. Again, pressing down through the ball and the heel of the foot, contracting the thigh, squeezing the hip in towards the center. Does that feel good? Feel that. Okay, now turn the left foot out, letting the heel rest on top of the ankle. If you'd like, you can place the foot below the knee or above it, but not right at the knee. The knee is a very sensitive joint, very sensitive to lateral forces. So pressing that foot into the ankle, the calf, the groin, and the hands come together, finding that fixed point in front of you. And inhaling the arms up and exhaling down. And letting the leg down. So we'll go into our little warrior series, 1, 2, and triangle. If you know how to do all that, you're welcome to go ahead and find your own rhythm and breath in there. Otherwise, the two of us will start. So we'll start with first in Tadasana, mountain pose, feet underneath the hips. So I'll go into that direction. You want me to do it? Okay. You want me to be in front?
Yeah.
It's okay. You can be there. That's fine. All right. So we'll start first with warrior. So first inhaling and then exhaling the arms down. And then we'll inhale the right knee up, stepping back, letting that back foot be down about 45 degrees, and then lifting up through the arms, looking up. Exhaling here. And we'll do 4 more breaths, reaching up. Lifting up through the chest. And this last one, we'll inhale, reaching up, and then we'll exhale, coming down into warrior 2. So that front knee is bent. That back foot is parallel with the back of the mat, great. And the back arch is lined up with the front heel. Arms are shoulder height. Looking out over the top hand or the front hand. Few more breaths here. So inhaling, exhaling. 2 more. Okay, so now straightening the knee, we're going to move into triangle, reaching forward over that foot and then bringing the hand down, opening the chest up, and reaching up with that hand, turning to look at the top hand. 4 more breaths here. Breathing into the side ribs. Last one, breathing in, exhale, and then on the inhalation, reach up with that top hand, coming back into warrior 2, front bent knee. And then inhale, sweep that back arm, reaching up, and then exhale. Okay, so let's just check in with the body and see how it feels. Maybe close the eyes. And then shifting our weight, we're going to do the other side. Shifting our weight over to the other side. Feeling tired? You want to lie in bed? Can you finish? Let's finish, okay? So again, getting that weight-bearing leg, inhaling that front leg, stepping back. Then we'll inhale up. Would you like to do the arms up and down? That might help. Exhale down. So we'll do that 4 more times. How many is that? Last one. And then exhale, coming down into warrior 2. Okay. Front knee is bent, the knee is over the ankle, reaching out with both hands. We'll inhale, turn the palms up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale. Exhale. Do that 2 more times. Does that feel better now? Straighten the knee. We'll come into triangle, reaching out over the foot, coming down to a surface. It could be the thigh or the leg. 3 more breaths here. So inhaling, exhaling, turning the chest, breathing into that side rib cage, the top side rib cage. And then inhale, reach up with that top hand. Exhaling into warrior 2. Inhale, step the feet together, looking up. And then exhale down. So we can go right into our sitting. We do that because I think it's that time. What's the time? No, what's the time over there? 12:20. Okay, so we're going to go into our sitting. We'll sit and, sorry, we're kind of out of the screen here. Okay, so you can sit with me if you'd like. And we'll check in with our sitting posture. So sitting with your feet flat on the floor and finding again the position of the sit bones on the chair, making sure that if you can, pressing equally between both sides and somewhere between the front and the back of the sit bones. If you don't know what that is, you can just rock forward and back, and you'll notice that there's a sensation of bone pressing onto the surface. And finding that space in the middle. And then we like to start our practice by placing a hand at the chest and the belly, sensing the breath and where it naturally comes in. Today we're just going to follow the breath. And when the attention starts to wander, we can just bring it back gently and kindly to where the breath is. Relaxing the brow and the jaw. Letting the tongue rest in the mouth. Remembering that somewhere, somehow, someone is loving you. And letting that love attention and awareness to the breath. Just in this remaining minute here. Letting the breath be equal, the inhalation, the exhalation. And releasing all technique, just letting yourself be for the moment. And then we're going to continue in our day, but for those of you who are here and would like to continue in your practice, please go ahead and do so. We wish you well. And if you would feel free, if you would like to make a donation, you can find me on Venmo, Rita Naomi Moran. Otherwise, we welcome your presence here and in life. Namaste.
Namaste.